Hey everyone, welcome to Leadership Adventure. I'm Marv McCarthy and I'm your host here at this channel, and I wanted to thank you for joining me today. Now, as a reminder, Leadership Adventure is all about offering insight and inspiration to help empower leaders. Now, today is Thursday, February 22nd, which means it's time for this week's Devo, and today's episode is called Unleash God's Dream. And it's actually a personal story that I'd like to share with you today. You know, life, I believe, is a lot richer when you get to work with some really cool and amazing people. And I'm fortunate enough to be in that camp. Rolling the clock back to 2021, I reconnected with a longtime friend named Rick Linneman. The person who connected us was Dan Ryland, who is another longtime friend. I've actually known Dan since 1984, and somebody whose work you may be familiar with, especially if you're a pastor or serving in the church world. Now, this was definitely a divine appointment for me. I had not seen Rick for 16 years, and we'd lost track of each other after the last time we saw each other. And since that last time we met, he and his wife Kathy had moved to California. Rick is a pastor, and when he and I knew each other first, he had just completed 20 years of service as the executive pastor at Scottsdale Bible Church, which is a large church in the Phoenix metropolitan area. Now, when Rick got to California, he took a job working as the executive pastor for Miles McPherson at the Rock Church in San Diego, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard about. And then he moved to Northern California, which is actually where his family was originally from, where he worked with Chip Ingram. He and Kathy then moved back to the Phoenix area, where he had taken a position at Cornerstone Church in Chandler, and that's where he and I ended up reconnecting. So to understand the context for today, during Rick's time in working with Chip, he developed a program called Prime Movers. And the goal of Prime Movers was to engage with high worth and high impact leaders and challenge them to fully engage their lives with their kingdom purpose. Now, with that foundation, Rick took that and developed further on top of that an extensive curriculum for Unleash God's Dream, which is the name of the ministry. And Unleash focuses on doing a deep dive into every aspect of a leader's life. Your gifting as a leader, your motivation as a leader, your life story as a leader, and other factors that Rick's woven together into this curriculum that God uses to move us into our highest and best service for Him. And we call that their life assignment. So it wasn't long, Rick and I had met a few times, and he invited me to join this process that he had created by becoming part of a full experience group. And in the Unleash world, a full experience group is a small, maybe 4 to 6 people, hand-curated group of men or women who want to more fully understand who God made them to be and what He wants them to accomplish. So, in May 2021, I took the Acapulco cliff dive and jumped into a full experience group. Now, we had an amazing group of guys in that group. We spent 4 months together, on and off, and I'm still in touch with all of them today. And each of us had a major breakthrough and some understanding of our life assignment. Now, for me, coming back to the story, this was literally life-changing, and I'll tell you why. I've been a Christian since age 8. I've attended church literally all of my life. I served in and around church and the ministry world, and have been privileged to work over the years with and around some really top-level and amazing leaders. But the problem was that for me personally, something was still missing. So for years, I had always had this nagging feeling that I was slightly off track. And no, I don't mean off my rocker, although some of you may question that from time to time. It felt during certain seasons of my life that I was really close to finding it. But I always seemed to sort of bounce off when it came time to really commit to a certain direction. That is, until I went through the full experience. And you guys, God used that to open my eyes. All of a sudden, everything that had been my life before clicked into place. And what I'm doing today with the blog and the Devo and YouTube and my writing and teaching and coaching, all of it is a result of my experience in that group. Now, I'm going to share with you right now my life assignment, and that is to connect, catalyze, and activate leaders of leaders for maximum kingdom impact. It's not a complicated statement, but it's deeply personal, and it's very significant to me. And it took me basically 3 years to refine this to the point where I can put it in one sentence like that. And from a life standpoint, it only took me 60 years and honestly a trail of stubbornness and huge mistakes behind me, but every one of which God used to prepare me, by the way, to get to where I am today. So to finish the story, I've never felt more dialed into what God has for me. As I said, it's taken about 3 years to refine the mission, but as of this writing, in February of 2024, I feel like I'm nearly 100% aligned. And that's why I do what I do, and that's why I take time to bring this to you guys each week and to try to give insight and inspiration into your own empowerment as a leader and your own development as a leader. So now back to Unleash. The work that we do at Unleash, we go about accomplishing through local churches. So check out the website, and if you feel your church could benefit, get in touch with me and I'd be glad to answer any questions that you have. So the website address will be in the description to this video, okay? Man, I love it when God does this stuff, and I'm looking forward over the months ahead to hopefully getting to know some of you and seeing how He uses it in your life. All right, that's it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.